We're outside Garva, and you're a hard lady to get hold of anyway. We've managed to catch you on your lunch break today.
I know.
But we're here with you today, I suppose, to do a little bit of chatting to you about your YFCU initiative within the Ulster, the YFC Ulster.
So yeah, it's great to have you here today on the farm. This is not my usual habitat, as I've already said. But yeah, no, it's great to come along and have a chat about YFCU. Which is the Young Farmers Clubs of Ulster mental health campaign, which we launched this year during lockdown, actually.
Hard time to be launching anything.
It was, but it actually was the perfect time because we talked about doing a mental health campaign for well over a year. And then, quite tragically, one of our members actually committed suicide. They took their own life, which was really, really horrendously sad. And that was just before lockdown, like literally the week before. Then we went into lockdown. So members were still grieving, couldn't get together, it was just very, very sad. But it gave us the push to actually start our mental health campaign. We had been very nervous, I suppose, to bring up such a sensitive topic. But, you know, we thought we have to do something about this. So lockdown actually gave us the chance to work together over Zoom as a subcommittee.
Zoom was the in thing.
Yeah, to come up with a mental health campaign. And it was really, really important that it sort of appealed to all our members. Our members are aged range from 12 to 30. Like, you can understand the issues a 12-year-old faces to a 30-year-old.
Yeah, it's a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah. So we wanted something that would sort of appeal to all our members and get the conversation started. We are not going to be the guidance or the counsellors for people, but we're there if somebody needs somebody to talk to or wants to start a conversation. That's the whole idea behind the campaign.
Because that's it, like, there is a stigma around mental health. And it is really hard, even if someone does ask you if you're okay, to even start into it. Like, are they just asking, are you having a good day? Or are they asking, like, how is it going? Like, do you know?
It's really, really hard to have a conversation. And I think especially in our culture, we're kind of going, you know, you're fine. If anybody asks, you're fine, okay? But actually, you know, that's the whole idea behind the campaign, is to say that you know, there are people there. If you want to have a chat about your mental health, if you want to have a chat about how you're feeling, you can do that. And that's the whole idea behind YFCU. It's reminding our members and members of the rural community that you're a part of something bigger and there is people there to talk to.
And I suppose especially now, during lockdown, it was a great time to launch it. But at the same time, it is harder to find people to talk to at the moment because obviously you're not going out, you're not able to meet people. So even to pick up the phone is hard, like. Yeah. And you know, everybody's having issues, so you feel almost bad talking about your own, but it is like, I think people would find it a lot easier to even hear from you than to hear something's happened to you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so we definitely found it during lockdown gave us the time to really pull together the campaign. And then we launched it actually in Mental Health Awareness Week, which happened to be the week after what would have been Balmoral Show, which worked out great because if it had been a normal year, we would have been flat out with Balmoral Show, and to be honest with you, we might have done something, but we wouldn't have went to the extent that we did. We did a whole social media takeover. We had members like from every age group doing a social media takeover day, and they talked about a theme about mental health, and it was really, really great. And I suppose to keep the momentum, because we are still in lockdown, like I don't think we ever imagined still being in this scenario like now. So those months have went on, and what we've said is we're doing like monthly videos, like catch-ups around a theme, and it's maybe another member or a county taking on a mental health topic. And we're finding that that's really, really, you know, reminding people about their mental health and to have a chat. And it was really, really pleased when our YFCU patron Rory Best actually did a video for us, because I think especially appealing to the young males, because the statistics show that young males are more of a risk in terms of suicide. They're more likely to do that, which is very, very sad. Young farmers, in terms of our membership, we're basically 50-50 male-female. So, you know, 50% of our members, you know, potentially are more likely to take their own life, which is terrifying and scary to think about.
Brutal even.
But, you know, so it was really, really good that Rory came along and did his video, and it got so many views, and it was great because it appealed to that younger male audience, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think the best way to cope with the ups and downs of life is to try to keep as balanced as possible. Whenever I played rugby, it was always about perspective. There was a great saying that a coach of mine used to say, is that you're never as good as people say you are, and you're never as bad either. And that is something that I've tried to bring into everyday life, just to try to keep everything in perspective.
And I suppose as well, we could touch on the fact that you're actually doing something within, was it rural support?
So we are working with rural support around YFCU as well. We're developing training with them at the minute, which is going to be delivered to a group of our members, but then they can go out to club meetings and just have a general chat about mental health. And it's not just like mental illness or suicide or anything like that, it is really around mental health and what you can do to improve your resilience. So we're working with rural support on that. But during lockdown, rural support got so many calls because people were finding themselves at home and didn't have anybody to talk to. So they were inundated with calls to their helpline. So they reached out to us and said, look, would we have members, that would be interested in sort of becoming like a buddy to somebody or somebody to have a chat with.
Yes, exactly.
And that's what we did.
Just
our
to pick up the
members,
phone to.
yeah, our executive members, most of them volunteered to be at the end of the phone, and some of the stories are just great, and it really is, they're not, giving people advice or anything like that. It's literally just somebody to listen and have a chat with, and maybe about the weather, about the holiday plans that never happened.
Exactly.
It's that type of thing.
They can't get out and they just want to be able to pick up the phone and talk to someone.
Yeah.
And it's a great initiative, great campaign. Tell me a little bit about how you got into young farmers as well. We were talking about it there. Yeah,
so people are like kind of shocked when they first meet me that I'm the Young Farmers Clubs of Ulster president, because they are expecting a man that can farm, and I don't do that. I did grow up on a beef and sheep farm.
Yeah.
I'm married to a dairy farmer now. But I started my young farmers journey back, I was 14, and my cousin said, come on to Moneymore Young Farmers Club meeting tonight. It was like a new members night. And I sort of thought, well, I don't know. Like, I was a very shy 14-year-old. Like, that wasn't really my thing. And she said, oh, come on, you'll come along. And she had joined maybe a couple of years before. So we went, me and my brother, we went along and had a great night, and you just got to meet local people.
That's it.
That, were just there to make friends, have fun, that type of thing, and that's how it started. And it just kept going. I was interested. I got to compete and do competitions.
Build confidence that way even.
I became so confident, and then took on different roles in the club committee, county committee, and then progressed onto the presidential team. And it's a bit
to come
crazy.
from there to what you're doing now, and you can really see the way the confidence grew, within those years, just through being part of the young farmers,
I do have to laugh, because people do expect me, and I always feel a bit bad when they think I'm going to be like a farmer. Like right now, these cows in the background, this is my husband's cows, But people always have this misconception: to be in Young Farmers, you have to be a farmer. You just have to have an interest in meeting new people, trying new things, and join, a Young Farmers Club.
Yeah, because I know, I was in Young Farmers back in England, and starting off, I'd say I was about the same age, 14, 15, going into the clubs. And again, I wasn't from a farming background. It was more for the crack than anything, something to do at the weekends, and just like that, like you were saying, you've the competitions, you've public speaking, tug of war, any sort of kind of games or anything like that, and then going out on the weekends. That's the best part of it. You make the best friends as well through Young Farmers, I find, and they're people that stick with you for life, and they are people that you can talk to about your mental health even. Yeah. And it's brilliant, the campaign that you've been running. You can see all the videos that you've had up on Facebook and YouTube of all the young farmers getting involved and talking about mental health, which is what you need to do. So thank you for lending yourself for a chat today, and it's been brilliant meeting you.
It's been lovely to meet you as well. Thank you.
If you want to see any of the videos or any of the articles or anything that you've done, you can either go on to is it YFC Ulster on YouTube.
Yeah.
And is it Young Farmers of Ulster on Facebook, I think it is?
Yeah, we're YFC, Young Farmers Clubs of Ulster on Facebook, and YFC Ulster on YouTube. So check it out.